Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Death card. This is describing a rebirth as a result of the passing of someone important to you, the ending of something real physical loss that you've experienced. And something about this card is feeling like a rejoinder to another significant death, quite possibly as Pluto was entering Capricorn about 15 years ago, approximately, maybe longer. Something in the 15, I would say the 13 to 17 years ago time frame for you was an absolute destruction. You experienced ruin, loss, perhaps homelessness. Something quite extreme happened to you and or your loved ones. And this time you are experiencing the transformation that has come about as a result of that loss, that death in the past. So I'm experiencing this as multiple levels of transformation. One was a physical one where you really had to get your resources together to survive, to come out of a period of loss. And the successive years have been you understanding and closing out this incredible devastation that you experienced, finding the meaning, understanding your responsibility in it, where everything went wrong, where your illusions took you down, and the enlightenment regarding those delusions, the way that you gave your power away, the way that you allowed others to set the tone, particularly as I believe you felt that you were strong, accomplished, achieved, and that no one would ever define your life for you. And yet you did, and you suffered incredibly as a result of that. You're now closing out this incredible period. And of course, healing, closing something down is not a straight linear process. This takes time, and it comes in waves, almost like a spiraling upward. So you're spiraling through and closing down officially, physically, some connection to that time of loss. You have released it, you've surrendered to it, you've blessed it, moving on. And this is a place you never thought you'd be, to an appreciation of so much devastation that you are recognizing how you've been reformed, transformed, ascended. This is a general reading, Capricorn, so it's not going to resonate with all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. And I appreciate the time that you're taking with me. Welcome to all of you that are new and my familiars. So I so appreciate you. And in the present, we have the Page of Pentacles. This is much lighter, much more in conformity with your natural skill set, Capricorn. You are back to basics. You are simplifying. You're understanding that the power of your intention resides in your clarity about what you want, your ability to feel into your vision, your desire, and to then outline the practical steps to achieve that. It's also a beauteous thing that this is really focused on the next step. It's not about figuring everything out as I imagine you may be inclined to do or want to do, because the world is changing so quickly, because you've changed so much. You have learned the gift of staying present, of having dreams, having aspirations, goals, ambitions, but really to find your answers in the moment, to flow with the energy, to simply continue to do what you know is necessary to do each and every day, your routines, your meditation, your caretaking, your responsibilities. You understand the place that they take in speaking to yourself in the language of love, so that you don't need to go far afield. You don't need to consult an expert on the next step to take. Consulting experts may be part of the plan eventually, but right now you're not looking far afield to figure out the next step. You're letting yourself be informed by the emotionality, the rich content of your dreams and your emotions. So this is a new way of living for you. With all your experience in the past, you have the resources, the experience to understand how much richness your daily life can be in terms of being present in the moment as an experience of abundance for you. And this is clarified by the serpentine crystal, and the key word is transformation. My life is transforming at the perfect time in the most powerful way. This is touching for me. This almost feels as though the extreme of the devastation and ruin you may have experienced in the past is being met by an equal resilience that you are experiencing, so that you have come bounced back up to at a much higher, more integrated level than before. You don't need the accoutrements of security that you needed in the past. Not saying you don't need security or stability. You are an earth sign after all. That's what you do. But you don't need it in the way you once did. You understand the veil of confidence, of success that hides a shallowness beneath it. You've experienced that. Not necessarily in your own life, but in the life of perhaps someone you entrusted, and in your own experience. You thought that you were conforming to your life's dream. And in reality, you were giving your power away to others who you were handing it to with the expectation that you would be granted the success, the recognition, the love, the reward that you worked so hard for. In the present, the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. How interesting. So I see you definitely setting up clear boundaries, learning to say no, learning to negotiate offers, I think, in a much more strategic way than you have in the past. You realize many of the invitations or offers coming to you are valid, and that you might want to explore, but on your own terms. And you're much better at setting out the terms of engagement in any project that you undertake. You're protecting something here. You're protecting your gift, your desire. So you're understanding, in order to be able to maintain yourself in the world, you may have to do more than one thing to do that, to accomplish that. But you're being strategic about it. You understand what's most important to you, and that is not giving yourself away, protecting this real sacred space that you have access to at this time, because of this sense of being in touch with your real power and its real impact. And the Eight of Wands is indicating that, in fact, opportunities are being drawn to you like magnets. People have seen you. People see you for the incredible gifts, talents, and energy that you have in promoting certain ideas and principles in your world, in your life. And as a result of that, others want to include you. Others are inviting you into spaces that in which they want you to contribute. They want to hear your ideas. They want to know what you think or how you can positively impact their effort. So this makes you feel good because this is where you live in many ways. You have ideas, you have real skills, you have practical management abilities in terms of relationships with others, how to motivate others. And this is really supplying you with the next steps to consider that are in alignment with who you are, with your skill set. In the past, the Knight of Swords is indicating a lot of work that you've been doing to deeply understand what in the hell happened to you in the past. How did you get so low from where you were? How did you allow others to take things from you that you had earned or worked for, things that belong to you? How you experienced the kind of material loss that you may have experienced. Not necessarily through your own efforts, but via your consent. You co-signed everything that happened and you bear that responsibility, but you have looked at what it was you thought you were doing and how you thought you were cooperating and supporting something that really was false in the final analysis. Perhaps it was someone who was betraying you, scamming you, ripping you off. Perhaps it was not the plan or the effort that was aligned with what you knew was best for you, how you were taken for granted, how you could have allowed that. A lot of ways that you have examined your effort, your actions, your behaviors, and understood that you were, in fact, deeply out of alignment or were aligned with people who were not aligned with your values. This is clarified by the ancient wisdom crystal, and I wish this picture was a little bit clearer. Ancient wisdom is the key. I'm an expression of the powerful ancient wisdom of my soul. It guides me through life. So this is letting me know that there is an ancestral mission, position that you are claiming, that you specifically came to this life to exercise, that you are part of an ancestral lineage of powerful service, assistance, helpers, knowledge, way showers, that you are claiming that the harshness or the extremity of your losses in the past were absolutely guided and destined. They were essential for the impact that you are now experiencing in your world, for the wisdom, the way that it has refined your soul, cleansed you, returned you to who you were, because apparently you got sidetracked. Apparently you mistook something for something else. And as a result of that, and it doesn't mean that a unhappy relationship wasn't destined and wasn't meant to be, but it does mean that you are meant for incredible things in this world. You have the potential to exert and exercise incredible spiritual power in the world, that others see you and respect your wisdom, even if they don't always understand it or welcome it. But you come from a long line of power, and that is something you best understand in your own meditation, your cultural or ancestral heritage. I always love honoring the ancestors, and that they have shown up in your reading in a big way. And the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this feels like bingo to me. Being in touch with this ancestral power that you came into this world with, this love, this ability to trace back all the ways in which you were given signs, information, visions, dreams, connections to elementals were absolutely about divine purpose, spiritual love. You had it. You had it from the beginning. And all of the experiences of not fitting in, not understanding why you couldn't or didn't do things the way others did them or expected you to do them, those were painful experiences for a lot of you. Being the oddball, being dreamy and yet sharp and smart at the same time, it was confusing to you. And in some ways it still is, but understanding that that really all comes from this authentic place of heart, of love, of service, of having seen paradise, whatever that means to you. You've been there. You've been to the mountaintop. And you're back here to reclaim some of that experience, to learn more about how you can be of better service to others. And it's also showing me the Three of Pentacles, which is beautiful because I do feel for many of the Capricorns I'm speaking to, you are a natural collaborator. Now that you have come through the fire of misfortune, of loss, of death, you have understood that your power comes from your ability to be a team member. This does come naturally to you. You like to be part of a larger effort, of a group effort, of the opportunity to learn from others, to teach others, to participate as peers, as equals in any effort. And there's something you've found that resonates with you for that. This can be part of a lifestyle of living in community, living with community, working with community in a way that undercuts your experiences in the past, where I believe many of you worked for grand institutions or organizations that were shiny or elite in some way, and you have found that that experience, that isolation in privilege was an ill match for you, that you were not understood or appreciated in that environment in the way that you are appreciated in your current environment. In the future, the Ace of Cups, I love it. As you know, I'm a Capricorn, so every Capricorn reading is echoing my experience in a million different ways. This is really about your crystal clear awareness of your position in the world. This is you understanding that you are here to serve, to love, to guide, to support, particularly if you are a parent, particularly if you have questioned your parenting style, your parenting methods. Know that you uniquely are capable of supporting individuals for who they are. And this is not because you were granted this support in your life. Not at all. It's rarely been an instance where people got you and appreciated you for who you were. In fact, when they got you, they said, this person can do this and that for me. And you complied because in many cases, that's how you were trained. But this is really more about not only the service you provide for others, but that, more importantly, you're deserving and worthy of the love that you desire. Real love, not the love that shook you down, not the love that took everything from you and left. You're desirous of the love of the world, of your friends, of your community, not because you're perfect or you're great, but because in your heart, you really want what is best for everyone. You really believe in the abundance of the universe. You've lived it. in the most harrowing circumstances. I am going to clarify these cards because it's just too good to be true. The Four of Swords, you understand how to protect your sacred space. You now don't seek the company of others just for the sake of knowing the right people or the wrong people. You understand that your time with you couldn't be more precious. You have so much of yourself to experience, to experience in your body, in your awareness. It contributes so much to your growth and your understanding. Your prayers are clear. Your intention is clear. You have a healing path, a practice that is built into your life now that moves you forward every day. And you have nothing but gratitude for the beauty in your life. And the Ace of Swords. So we have three aces on the table. The Ace of Swords is really your continuing to gain enlightenment, because it doesn't happen one day. It happens over a long, long period of striving, of trying to understand, of trying to do the right thing, of trying not to blame others, of forgiving yourself for having been a part of the okie doke. This is a beautiful omen that you are following the path of your light. Can't say more than that. So I'm going to finish this up, Capricorn, with a Soul's Journey Oracle, and hope that you are gaining some insight from this. And I pulled the Discipline card. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I believe that this was somewhat mentioned with the Ace of Cups. Your routines, your habits, your thoughts, your meditation, your diet, your daily exercise, your relationships in the community, in the home, with your loved ones, reflect the sense of knowing what is best for you and clearing the decks, because you have work to do. You know what your work is, and it gives you joy to have that work in your heart. If you've enjoyed this content, Capricorn, check out more here, and until next time, namaste.